Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't want to keep you all long today. I just wanted to come in and check on everyone today. Make sure that you are doing those necessary steps to do and to get where you want to be so you won't have to complain later. These relationships that we're all in, if you're with someone that you have to complain about every single day, instead of complaining, do whatever the necessary steps it takes for you all to either be better or to go your separate ways to be better. If you want to go back to school, have you started looking online for applications? Have you started looking at businesses to go to see how long you have to do this, or have you signed up for that? If you're looking forward to changing your household, what have you done? Whether it's change a room or give a little bit more time to your household. If you feel that you have been slacking off as a wife or as a mother one day, have you started going back in there, waking up early in the morning and stop just laying there and making breakfast for your family, bringing everybody together around the table? If you're trying to become that better wife or better husband, what have you done for that part of your relationship to start, as opposed to having to speak about it to someone every day? What have you done to start to change it? What have you done to start to fix it? Have you realized that, well, maybe it starts with you? Maybe it's something that you need to change about you. Maybe it's something that you need to stop saying or stop doing in order for your relationship to work. Sometimes we sit up and do a lot of things to our spouses simply because we feel like we should, and we have a valid reason to even do so, simply because however it is we feel, that's what we react on, not knowing that sometimes we could have done something to the next person that they have felt was not right or anything of that sort, and we didn't know, but we kept doing that to them or whatever, and it became the outcome that we have now. So sometimes we have to take ourselves out of a situation and ask the next person, what is it that's bothering you? What have I done? Because sometimes we could be toxic in someone's life. We may not think we are, just like someone else may not think that they're being toxic to us, but we have every reason in the book to talk about them or down them or say something to them and things like that. So what are you doing for your situations that's going to stop you from having to talk about it or be filled with pity for it? Have you started the first step? Sometimes we wait for our spouse to change in order for us to change a situation. Well, sometimes it's us, and we just don't know it, or we just don't want to focus on that. Sometimes our spouses are reacting a certain way because we've said a certain things that we know that will hurt our own feelings, but we feel like, hey, I'm gonna say what I want to say. But have you stopped to think about what that makes another person feel like with us doing something like that? Have you ever stopped to think of that? Have we ever stopped to see why our children can't come to us and tell us things that's going on with them? Because maybe when they come to us, we don't give them a safe environment to be able to talk to us and ask us different questions. Because whether you realize it or not, things are so different from where they used to be when we were younger. When we were younger, our parents can leave us at home, go to work, and come home and the house still intact. Nowadays, you leave your child at home by themselves and you come home and the police is standing at your door, or before you get off work, the police is at your job. Things are simply not how it used to be when we were younger. Things are not as easy as it used to be when we were younger. So we have to take a little bit more time with our children nowadays. I have seen a lot of my generation and a little bit under me have children, and we still worry about my life. You know what I mean? Of course you have to worry about your life, but you have to worry about your life in the aspect of having children. It's not just you anymore. So when you want to go out all the time and have a bunch of company over all the time, and you're always in one room and your children is always in another room, and you wonder why you don't have a connection. You wonder why you're losing control of your children. You wonder why your children are doing the things that they're doing. Is because they see what you're doing. You don't think that they're paying attention, but they see exactly what you're doing. You know what I mean? They know that you're always in another room, partying or chilling with your man or whatever the case may be, and that they are always in rooms by themselves, having to fend for themselves. But you want to come fuss at them the minute they do something wrong, which you really have no grounds to, because motherhood is an everyday challenge. Every day you have to spend more time with these children. They are facing things that we would never imagine them having to face right about now. They are going through things in school that we didn't start to go through until we were an adult. So why not talk to them? Why not go up to these schools so these teachers can see who the parents are of these children? How can you make a statement if your child is flunking if you don't even know who the teacher is? Take time to go to these parents-teacher conference. Sit in on a class one day to see what your child is doing in class. See sometimes what the teacher curriculum is for your children so you'll be on the same page, instead of sometimes we just down these teachers. The teachers ain't doing nothing, they ain't doing nothing. Well, if you're not doing nothing at home, how is that going to help those kids? Those kids will focus good enough while they're at school so they can go home and do what they want to do because they know that they don't have to be in this realm with you. So take time to focus on other things as opposed to somebody else's household. We are quick to talk about everything else that's going on around us, but we are so blind to the things that are going on in our own lives. So instead of sitting up having a conversation all the time about, ooh, I can't stand my husband, or ooh, I can't stand my wife, or my child is giving me so much trouble and stuff like that, pour your energy into your home. See what is going on with your spouse. See what is going on with your children. See some of these things that other children talk about that you never talked about when you was a child. So you'll be able to relate to your child. We can't sit up and complain about everything that's going wrong if we're not giving some of it our energy to fix it. So all next week, let's try not to call nobody about what's going on in our household, but give ourselves enough space to put our energy to things that we've complained about every single day. Because complaining ain't never changed nothing, but made it worse because you're just putting yourself down further and further and further until you have painted in your head that there is no outcome. So all next week, I challenge you all to stay off the phone. Stay off the phone listening to the latest gossip of your friend girl or your family member, or girl, let me tell you what happened at work. Give yourself a week's freedom of calling the next person to talk about something else. Actually go into your children's room and see what's in your room. It'll probably be some pretty disgusting things in that room if you finally go in there. When your husband or your wife get home from work, ask them how their day went. Wives, start back fixing your husband's plates and taking it to him and picking it up. Sometimes sit at the kitchen table with him and actually have a conversation. You'll find out your spouse is not the person that you used to know, because we all grow, we all evolve. Things that we used to like back in the day, right now they get on our nerves, and that's okay. You're supposed to grow. But if you don't take time to learn each other and to grow, then what are you complaining for? We are faced with challenges every day. Sometimes we get a text message or a phone call from somebody that we shouldn't be talking to, testing us to do the things that we should not do. And then they'll throw that, if you love me, you will do this. Or if you love me like you say you love me, it wouldn't be so easy to not talk to me, and things like that. But if someone loved you enough, they will not put you in a position where you have to choose between doing right and wrong. Have we asked those people out of our lives yet? Anyone that has to make you compromise, whether you want to do the right thing or the wrong thing, should not have any existence in your lives. So what are you doing today to further your career, your future, your life's goals? What are you doing today? Sometimes you'll understand that the smallest things that you can do make the biggest impact. I love you guys for hanging in there with me and sharing me and loving on me as you have. Please subscribe, like, share. Share with your mama, your brother, your cousin, and your auntie. And most importantly, share me with your haters, because nobody watches us harder than our haters. Love you guys.